Hi guys, welcome to InteriorInsights. I'm Jane and we are standing in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, and today we are going to look at an incredible 100 square meter loft apartment that is a mix of modern minimalistic Italian design and some vintage details. So if you like minimalist lofts and just gorgeous interior design, you will love this video. Now let's go take a look. So this loft is located on the top floor of an incredible historic building, and as soon as we enter, we are already standing in the kitchen. But what is so cool about this apartment is that because it is a loft, I can look all the way through to the end of the apartment because all of the different rooms are opened and flowing into each other, but I will show you that in a minute. We are already standing in the kitchen, and the kitchen consists of one super large, spacious room with a gigantic kitchen counter standing in the center. And I mean, it has a very generous height, it has an insane size. It is 130 in depth and almost 3 meters long, and you can just like compare its size to my size, so it is really huge and it is really cool. And the kitchen island is covered in this gorgeous dark green veined marble and is surrounded by these gorgeous hunter green panels. And you can see that all of the details of the kitchen are kept and painted in this very strong golden color. And I always love it when somebody dares to pair green with gold because it is an absolutely fantastic combination. The building itself is located in the Wegner neighborhood in Tbilisi, which is one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in the city. And it is a gorgeous, incredible area where there's a lot of different cafes, the best restaurants, and just, it's an incredible location. And when we look out, we can look at all of these historic buildings in Tbilisi, and it almost kind of takes you back to New York or just gives you these very strong Brooklyn vibes, because we have all of these gorgeous, incredible brick buildings on the other side, and these like incredible trees that are slowly turning yellow and orange and brown, and it's just an absolutely magnificent atmosphere. Also, if you want to help me in the channel, go and subscribe right now so that we can continue to show incredible design and show you more and more incredible apartments. And if you want to see more behind the scenes content and also more of our travels and interior design stories, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our newsletter. The links are both in the description. Now, what I love about this kitchen and this apartment in general is that you have a very simple and clean minimalist design. But what makes this design so incredible is that there's this really strong play with colors. So as you've seen, we spent some time in Copenhagen filming all of these gorgeous minimalist apartments that are very Scandinavian, but they are much more on the more minimalist color palette. But in this apartment, you really have this clash of minimalist lines and thoughtful, clean architecture paired with bold color pairings such as this green and gold kitchen counter, or you have really rare houseplants all over the place. And what really brings this apartment to life is the eclectic plants and rare houseplants that we have all over the place, but I will show you those in a minute. One last fact about the kitchen, and that is that it has my absolute favorite part. It actually has an integrated hidden shelving system behind these gorgeous wooden doors, and if you open them, let's open them together, you actually have a hidden coffee corner. And this is just so cool because it just naturally extends the kitchen and gives you a possibility to store things, but also as soon as guests come, you just close it and then you're back to this incredibly clean, almost Scandinavian-like design with a hint of color. And I absolutely love it. Opposite of the large kitchen island, we have a small round wooden table with some fishbone chairs that are very gorgeous, and they also have this very strong Scandinavian minimalist airy flair, and everything here you can see is thought to perfection. And when the owners bought this apartment, it was actually quite neglected and they had to pour so much love into it, but look at it now, it was absolutely worth it. Now, let me take you into the living room, the heart of the home. So what I love about this apartment is that we have 3 separate rooms, but they've all been connected by really large open doorways. And within this wall, there actually is on one side the cabinet hidden and the coffee corner that I showed you. But on the other side, we have this incredible cool marble fireplace that has been hand carved from stone, and it is just one very giant piece. And it reminds me kind of Harry Potter, or more of this like magical, dreamy world. Comment below if you know where it's from or what it reminds you of. It's an absolutely incredible piece. And just to give this fireplace even more visual weight and make it really pop within the room, the entire backsplash of the marble fireplace has been clad in these very black, dark ceramic tiles. Yes, they are from ceramic, and it's really cool, and I absolutely love it. And you will not believe if I show you the pictures of how this apartment used to look. When the owners found this place, it was really in need of a lot of love and transformation. Now, the living room is my absolute favorite part of this entire loft, and it is the heart of the home. What I love about this is because we have all of these different styles combined and turned into one single masterpiece. So we have a lot of Italian pieces of furniture, for example, this gorgeous, soft, blue velvet sofa, and velvet is just a very Italian texture that appears very often in Italian design. It just gives you this very luxurious and elegant feel. And then under the round sofa table, we have yet again the symmetry used once again to have this velvet soft poof that can be hidden under the sofa table but tucked out whenever you need it. And for example, if you are looking to elevate your own design, adding a poof instead of a regular sofa chair or a lounge chair is a very curated and thoughtful way to just elevate your own design at home. Hold up, let's do a quick color palette analysis of this incredible apartment. So this apartment's secret is that it has an incredibly clear structure when it comes to its color palette. The backbone of the apartment consists of whites and blacks. The walls are almost completely painted in white, which just gives it this very crisp and clean and also bright design, while all the door frames and windows are painted black, and they just give it this very architectural, almost industrial-like design. And now here's where the magic happens. So on top of this neutral base, color is added in layers and layers. In the living room, there are stronger accents. There's reds, oranges, blue. They bring energy, they bring personality, but because of the calm structure underneath it, it doesn't get visually overwhelming, but it just really pops off of this simple and neutral background. And then in the bedroom, the color palette shifts completely. Here, the palette becomes much calmer, much more intentional, and you can really see that through the different wall colors, the space has been zoned into more public and also more private spaces, which I really love. The black and white structure are both outside the color wheel, and then all of the rest of the colors are just spread around the color wheel. Blues, reds, oranges, petrol green, but because they're layered on this neutral and consistent base, they can coexist without clashing. Now, this is a super complicated color palette. I actually wouldn't really recommend it to beginners because there are a lot of things that you can do wrong. And if you want to avoid the 5 mistakes that 90% of people make when it comes to color, I've created a free guide just for you that also shows them how to fix it. Go get it right now because it won't be free forever. You can get it either by clicking the link in the description or by scanning this QR code over here, by taking out your phone, opening the camera app, pointing it at the QR code, and it will just redirect you directly to the guide. The living room lives and properly comes to life with all of the different plants that are arranged thoughtfully and beautifully, and they don't overwhelm the design, but they just add this incredible sense of life and sparkle to the design, and I'm absolutely in love with them. And you can see that even though there is a lot going on in this living room, it is perfectly curated, and every wall that you look at has its own composition, its own gorgeous artwork, and so it all really makes sense. Even though we have a lot of different colors, we have a very layered and sophisticated color palette, but it's all really incredible. And one of my all-time favorite designer pieces in the entire world is actually hiding in this apartment. Let me show you. So this gorgeous, incredible Eames elephant is my absolute, I think, all-time favorite designer item because it is so incredible. And what is even cooler is the story behind it. So Charles and Ray Eames, the designers of this elephant, actually created it in 1945, and it was so difficult, and the original prototype was made from plywood, and it was much too difficult and technical to actually turn it into a mass-produced item. So instead they just gifted their prototype to their daughter, and it lived in her kids' room. And only, I think, around 5 or 6 years ago, Vitra actually started mass producing them, and now they're actually available. So if you are able to get your hands on them, I can absolutely recommend it. I can't wait to have this piece myself, because it is an absolute incredible, iconic designer item. And I love it whenever you don't just have furniture or artworks inside your design, but if you actually go a step further and integrate sculptures or some unexpected pieces into your design. Also, pause this video right now and comment your favorite designer item, because I'd love to know and find out. What truly sets this apartment and loft apart from any other is that the designers just had so much fun while decorating, and you can really see this in every detail. They didn't just pick from one styles, but they really just mixed and matched from a vast majority of different styles and epochs. And so we have some really vintage scarved wooden sculptures hiding. We have some Italian designer icons and pieces. We have the incredible Eames elephant, but at the same time we have all of this like influence of the bohemian design and also some Asian inspired design. And here, for example, these gorgeous birds on the pillow just really remind me of Japan, and they just make me think of faraway countries. And then once we enter this gorgeous bedroom, we actually have much more an Asian influence and more different details that I will show you. Now, to really fill this apartment with light and keep the natural and airy character of a loft, instead of having a proper wall here, we have a glass wall that is framed with black wood, and it just creates this very loft-like design and style. And I absolutely love it whenever you have all of these small squared windows, because it just creates this very iconic and incredible design. And what really ties together all of these 3 different rooms, I will show you the bathroom in a minute, is that we have this incredible, gorgeous fishbone parquet that goes seamlessly through all of them, and it just really connects them and creates this underlying pattern and geometry within the design. And I believe that the parquet itself is still historic, because fishbone parquet is very expensive, and I think it's quite difficult also to find in Tbilisi. So here it is, it's incredible. As soon as you enter the bedroom, you can see that here we have a much more moody and dreamy atmosphere, and the atmosphere shifts from this minimalist, clean design to this very moody, dreamy and eclectic maximalist heaven. To be honest, I liked both. I really love minimalist, sleek lines as long as they still have personality. But if I had to pick one, I would always go for the more bold, colorful and maximalist design, like in this bedroom. And I think that this is why it is one of the coolest rooms in this loft. In the center of the bedroom, we have this large king bed standing, and we have a big blanket in dark red velvet that's draped over it, and that just creates this very luxurious-like design. And because it is such a big room, to provide some intimacy and sense of coziness and comfort, the headboard of the bed consists of this very thick, cushiony type headboard, and it even has these small like ear nooks that go around it, and that just create this very cozy feeling when you're sleeping. And my absolute favorite is that the walls also create this very cozy feeling, because they are actually painted in this dark, muted green color, and it just kind of hugs you from all the different sides. And whenever you have a darker background, anything you place in front or on top of this background really pops. And I absolutely love all of the different influences of different cultures and countries, and all of these different artworks that are hanging on top of it, because they really pop off of the background. And they are themselves super colorful and fun. And you can see that here we have the same color palette repeated again that we also had in the kitchen. So instead of a green kitchen counter, now the walls are green, and all of the golden details can be found in the frames of the paintings, in a lamp, or in this gorgeous large vintage mirror. And again, it isn't too luxurious or too pretentious because the mirror, for example, is just leaning against the wall, so you have this very relaxed bohemian atmosphere. And also, of course, I love this incredible gorgeous chair that is made from rattan. All I know is because I used to live in Bali, they sell them a lot there. I'm not actually sure where the original country is, or like where the origin is. Comment if you do. And it is just really gorgeous. And here, as the focal point above the bed, we have a gorgeous sensu fan that is super large and also covered and plated in gold. And it is opened up and just has this very bold gesture. And because all of these rooms are interconnected and you can look from one to the other, you can really see how a dialogue happens within the rooms and different pieces. So this yellowish golden fan is opposite of the small painting of Gustav Klimt that's above the fireplace, and you just have the same color repeated, and there's just this like duality and dialogue within the design. And I love it whenever you have these different compositions and references within an apartment. And because there is so much space in this bedroom, over here we have a small writing area. Again, on top of the wooden table, there is a small fan. And I absolutely love fans. When I was a child, I had so many of them because I love to collect them because they're just so gorgeous. And they are great for decoration. And it is just a very small, nice composition. Behind, we have a golden lamp. And in front of it, we have this dark fox, velvet covered, modern armchair where you can sit down and work a little bit, look out and enjoy the incredible view of the city of Tbilisi. Now, we are back in the kitchen, and I kept saying that this apartment has 3 rooms, and that is true because we have 3 large rooms. But of course, there also is a bathroom hiding, so let's go take a look. It is around the corner. Over here we have a little entry area, but let me now show you the bathroom because it is absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the bathroom, and it is an absolute masterpiece. The floor and part of the walls on the outside are clad in this gorgeous white marble with red veining, and it looks absolutely luxurious. And what is incredible is that the shower has been covered with these large, rusty, golden brown tiles. And they're really incredible because often people just full on marble everything, but I think that this is also like a great cost-effective way to integrate marble and to still have this very luxurious ambience, but at the same time to not have to use so much marble, and you still have this very Brooklyn-like atmosphere. These tiles on the inside also really remind me of the bricks that we have on the outside in the street of Tbilisi. I love this dialogue that is happening within this apartment and with its surroundings. So I hope you enjoyed this apartment. We will film a lot more in Georgia, so stay tuned and like and subscribe to this video so that you will not miss any future updates. And we also just spent a few weeks in Copenhagen filming the most incredible apartments. They are all up now, so go check them out in this Copenhagen playlist because you will love each of those videos, I promise. See you in the next video.